There we go. All right. Penis.
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 Oh, I thought we were just gonna do another take.
That is the other. Anyway, welcome to Poopcast the podcast. It's a shit show.
That was the new take.
Episode number question mark because we don't fucking know. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the VGAs. A few games that we saw from the VGAs that we have some interest in and or, just something to talk about. Because, found an interest in. Did I already say that? I don't fucking remember. But yeah, we're going to be talking about VGAs, probably Halo Infinite, because Halo Infinite is not only a great game, but, it has some flaws, and we just want to talk about it for a bit. I'm with, Fuckboy and, Bitch Boy. You all decide which one's which.
Which one do you want to be?
I'll take fuckboy for 5.
All right.
Okay, Fuckboy for 5. Right. Feel like we're really making progress here. So first up
we got
on the
Cody
list,
a new name, or Chris. Wait, which one are you? You're Fuckboy. That's right.
I am fuckboy.
all right.
Maybe we'll have a better, easier time remembering that name.
So the VGAs happened Thursday, and a few games were released. First of all, the one that we want to talk about a little bit, not a lot, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you didn't know, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based on a real story, which is really interesting because I didn't actually know that until the VGAs, which is... Did y'all know that?
It's loosely based on things, isn't it? Because
Yeah,
it's based on like Ed Gein and shit. Who's the other serial killer?
Yeah.
It's kind of an amalgamation of them because I think Ed Gein was the clown serial killer who like some. I don't remember. He was like a
It's loosely based on real events.
yeah. It's not word for word. That's never really what it is whenever they're talking about, oh, it's based on a real story. It's like, no, it's based on things that happened in real life, but very loosely most of the time.
It's based on a real story, but Hollywood did its magic.
Yeah. Oh no, I thought it was going to be, I didn't know that part, so thank you all for clearing that up. Pretty interesting, at least. Apparently this is going to be a multiplayer horror game.
Yeah, the probably like the Friday the 13th game. Right.
I was thinking
Same
more
makers.
probably like Dead by Daylight. Or is it the same makers?
It's same makers. Texas Chainsaw Massacre from the creators of Friday the 13th, the game.
Okay.
I do want to say something real quick. I'm kind of surprised they went and made a Texas Chainsaw Massacre with how successful Dead by Daylight is and has branched out into getting like the horror villains, or not, like, yeah, horror villains, I guess is the right term for like they have Leatherface in there, don't they?
Yeah, they do have Leatherface.
Yeah, so it seems weird that they would go and make a Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Like, I don't know. I feel like it'd be hard pressed to pull away from the Dead by Daylight fan base, I guess, because that's basically who they'd be competing with for the most part.
Yeah. I just, I find it rather interesting that they're doing it in general. Not only is it a video game, but it's one that's based off a movie that's based off true events,
Yeah.
Yep.
For sure.
I think it's going to be interesting. What would make it the most interesting for me is it's like a co-op experience, I think, you work with somebody and try to escape the killer. The killer could be played by a player. Kind of like that Bigfoot game we were talking about, Chris?
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, so basically kind of like that. Where, you can have 4 players, 3 of which can be, trying to kill / escape the Bigfoot. and one could play the Bigfoot, or they could all just
Could
be
be
trying to kill the Bigfoot.
and the Bigfoot can be AI controlled.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. Don't want to get too far into it, but yeah, that's a game that's coming out that we want to talk about. Next up is Evil West, which I have interest in this for the simple fact it kind of looks like I don't know, it kind of reminds me of Doom in some ways, but also Outriders with the third person type of thing and the monsters. But I like it the most for the Western aesthetic.
Yeah, that does look pretty hot. To be honest with you.
All right, all right. It really does. I had to tab out first.
I definitely see the Outriders, or you can get Outriders theme from that because the abilities and stuff he's using.
Yeah, yeah. Like Outriders with the abilities, the craziness that he's just doing, the weird looking monsters, and I really love Western themes. I think Western themes look so badass.
I enjoy the themes like that, things like that, and Fallout does it too, where it has those 50 themes, that style,
Mm-hmm.
but like an alternate timeline type thing or whatever. Or it's like you have all this stuff, all this style. Like, what if all this stuff happened when during the 50s when all this stuff was going on, and just had that stylistic flair to it. I love the stylistic flares.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just saying this game looks beautiful. Like I love the abilities that your character does. One of my favorite scenes, the one that turned me on the most for this game, is it's right around the 10-second mark, I think. Maybe a little bit further. And maybe it's a bit further. It's around 20 seconds. But like when the character starts whipping out his pistol, smacks someone in the air, and then shoots them 3 times in the air.
That's cool as shit. I like that.
Yeah, that's what really turned me on to the game. I was like, all right, this game looks interesting. And then I was like, sold. I love that. That looks amazing. You know?
Of Devil May Cry, because I remember the early Devil May Cries. I don't know about the later ones, but I played the first 2, I think. And air juggling enemies was a big thing in those. Like, you just knock them up in the air and just juggle them with the pistol.
I think another thing that I really like is it's not just a shooter. It's also a brawling game, it looks like, where you can go in close with your fists. You have that little thing right there. Don't know what the hell that is, but you got that thing on your arm right there. Looks like something you would use to brand like a cow or something, Except
Yeah.
A branding iron?
yeah.
There's also there were little blades that came out of it too, so it adds probably a lot of utility to close range combat if you don't feel like using guns too often.
Yeah, it looks like an interesting game with an interesting aesthetic. Honestly, I'm looking forward to this game. It just looks really cool. Now, I don't know if this is an exclusive or not, because PlayStation trailer, of course. Not sure if it's exclusive. I hope it's not. I'm getting sick and tired of exclusives. I think exclusives are cool. It brings people to games, but I like it being open to more players. But this definitely looks amazing, in my opinion. Anything else you all want to say about Evil West?
No.
You pretty much said it all.
I mean, it only has the PlayStation 5, PS4 down in the bottom corner of
Yeah,
the
but then again,
thing,
I'm also
but
on the
it could open up.
PlayStation site or
Yeah,
channel.
fair.
Don't know. We'll have to see. I haven't looked too much into the game, but that game definitely is it's a looker for me. I'm definitely gonna be paying attention to it. Next up, oh my god, this one looks so amazing. Star Wars Eclipse.
You got Voldemort drummer guy.
I knew as soon as it turned on to the guy, like as soon as it turned over, I was like, holy shit, it's a Star Wars game. And then you see Lucasfilm. Oh my god, I almost lost my shit. I was so excited. But this
Been a while
looks...
since been a while since there's been like a decent Star Wars game. Because people say Fallen Order was pretty good. Some people say it was too easy though.
in my opinion, because I played Jedi Fallen Order, it didn't feel... It was fun, but it didn't feel all that great because your lightsaber was a baseball bat. It wasn't a lightsaber, it was a baseball bat. Like, if I walk up to a stormtrooper, I should one-shot him with a lightsaber. You know, unless it's that special stormtrooper that's meant to counter lightsabers, you know, has all that special tech on him. I expect to be able to just cut you down one hit.
Yeah, they should feel more like glass cannons to you, where it sucks if you let them get shots off when you're unprepared, but you can just easily run up and kill them.
Yeah, just smack them. That's all you gotta do. But yeah, this looks amazing. This is only a cinematic trailer, so of course it's not representation of the gameplay, but from the looks of it, there's gonna be armies. It's gonna be when the Jedi Council was still a thing. There's probably going to be multiple planets. It looks like space battles are probably going to be a thing. It's going to be insane. We don't know if it's going to be single player, multiplayer. No idea. I hope it's a single player and or co-op. I think that'll give it the most...
Also looks like it takes place before the Clone Wars era.
Yeah. But I hope it's like a single player or co-op. Hopefully co-op. I think a co-op Star Wars game would be really fun.
Yeah,
you know?
that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, either a single player or co-op one, something. That way we can, you know, get a really good feel for it, you know, have fun with friends, or, you know, give it a amazing storyline. By the way, Quantic Dream are the people who's going to be making it. So, I know I've played some of their games before. I'm pretty positive I have. I think they make pretty good games. So.
Can you remember one off the top of your head, or no?
No, but I know the name and I know I've played their games before. So, at least one of them. I remember that name. But, yeah. Overall, the cinematic trailer looks phenomenal. I'm excited. I want to know more about it. Let's see. I'm going to look at some of these comments. Absolutely stunning. Looks like Star Wars while also looking like something completely new. I can agree with that. Has a dark tone to it. I can agree with that too. Someone said it looks a tad 40K. I don't know much about 40K. But, maybe. Speaking of 40K, there was a trailer that dropped for, Space Marine 2. Warhammer 40K, Space Marine 2, obviously. I've never played one of these before. A 40K game, but it looked cool. Definitely looked cool. I like the enemies. I like the look of the enemies. Got that alien vibe.
40K is a space fantasy is basically the term to be used. So like you have your orcs and everything like that, but it's all set in space. So like the orcs it's not like they have like those are chaos creatures or whatever, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. The factions are the Marines who serve the Emperor. There's Chaos Marines, which I think are like rebels that don't serve the Emperor. It gets complicated to remember, but there's the Chaos. There's the Empire. Then there's the Orcs. Obviously, Orcs is ORK, by the way.
I just want to point out, hold up. This picture right here looks so badass. Look at that alien motherfucker. Those sharp teeth. They do really have the alien vibe from the movies. Sharp teeth, the red glowing eyes, just kind of, that really makes them pop, you know? And I just love how they have like this natural looking armor, you know?
it's also almost skeleton like as well in like appearance, where you can see like the tendons for the jaw very clearly.
Oh yeah,
Oh
it
yeah.
it looks so cool. Also love I don't know what these guys are. These are some special type of Marines or something. I actually have no idea what these guys are.
Those are the Space Marines.
Oh, these are the Space Marines? I thought it was the green guys at the beginning.
No, those are the Space Marines.
Green guys. What were the ones at the beginning? What did they
This
look
one.
like?
Just the normal
Oh,
troopers.
no, that's a guardsman. That's a guardsman.
Oh, that's a guardsman?
That's just a guardsman. The Space Marines are fully decked out.
I
It's like they have power armor basically.
Yeah, they
They're
look
like
like Fallout power
so
armor.
so in to so the Space Marines are equivalent to Spartans from the Halo universe. They're basically that's how they equivalent.
He just rips the guy's head off too. It looks sick as fuck.
Yeah, yeah. Chris is right with the Spartan equivalent. That's basically what they are. They're super soldiers, basically under command of the Emperor.
They're physically augmented and stuff like that. So they're basically the Spartans of 40k universe. Just a lot more crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it definitely looks really cool. I might check out 40k. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play it a lot. I'm definitely gonna check it out. This looks extremely cool, extremely good. Uh, so yeah, they give you
I'll
a
be
little bit of
honest.
gameplay at the end.
The I know the only thing I know about like 40k Space Marine, the first game,
Uh,
was a meme thing I saw where someone had modded in Hulk Hogan as the Space Marine.
oh yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, that sounds awesome. Okay, okay, yeah, but that was Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I think it looks pretty phenomenal. I'm definitely gonna check it out. I may not play it, but I'm gonna check it out at least, you know? Let's see. I don't know how big you all are into things like DC universe, but Suicide Squad killed the Justice League. They showed a trailer for that, and it actually looks really cool, in my opinion. Maybe not something that you play a lot. Personally, it doesn't look like a $60 game, you know, something that I would wait for a sale on. But it looks like you're trying to kill the Flash, and you're working together as, you know, the Suicide Squad. I honestly think it looks pretty good, though. I like the look of Harley Quinn. It's not, like, overly sexualized, but she, you know,
Yeah,
looks like her roots.
I feel like they've been doing that way too much as they've been like really over sexualizing Harley Quinn.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I feel like a lot of games and a lot of movies over sexualize sometimes, and it's like it's good. It's like really refreshing to see characters kind of drawn back a little bit.
Now that is one of her characteristics in a way is she is meant to be like a seductive kind of character, but a lot of companies just take it way too far.
Yeah, yeah, I can agree with that. But definitely looks cool. I like the gameplay of it so far because this is mainly a gameplay trailer. It definitely looks really cool.
The premise of this seems like the Justice League has gone rogue, and now they're asking the villains to kill them.
It's that's more or less the thing. I think it's primarily the Flash. I'm not sure. It
did see
gets talked a lot about in the trailer.
I
I
did
wonder
see
if
some
it
things that like Batman's drones or something like that.
I wonder if it touches on like the Bizarro world or whatever, because it's obviously in the Bizarro world the heroes are villains. So
Maybe. I don't know much about DC, but I do like this. I think it looks really cool. See what I mean? Mainly the
oh
Flash.
yeah,
Yeah, got the Flash right there. He'd be looking pretty clean though.
Yeah,
yeah,
I
this looks
can't look
good.
at King Shark without thinking about the movie and him just going hand. I can't look at him and not think about that movie and how they made him literally stupid.
Yeah,
Nom nom.
but yeah, that definitely piques the interest. I think it looks pretty good. It's by the Rocksteady group, I think. What it said, Rocksteady, right there. But yeah, definitely looks pretty good. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Like I said, live with most games. May not play it, but I'm definitely gonna look more into it, check it out. Comes out next year. Gonna be interesting. Now, we don't know a lot about Doom here, or Dune, not Doom, Dune.
Yeah, make sure you
We know
specify the
Doom.
N.
Yeah, we
We
know
know
Doom. We
Dune.
don't know Dune. But Dune is getting another game. It's called Dune Spice Wars. And the trailer looked really cool, in my opinion. We don't know much about it, but I know that it's a thing that's been hyped up for quite a while. So,
All I
here
know
it
is
be.
that the spice is necessary for space travel.
Spice.
Yeah, I tried watching the movie, but I couldn't really pay much attention to it because I'd look away for 2 seconds and some way different shit would be going on.
Look away for a second and damn, everything changed. I really like this part. This part's really interesting in the trailer. I like the sandworm right there, the giant sandworm. Makes sense, Dune. But overall, I love the hand, right? You see space, you see hand, you see sand running between the fingers. Kind of makes me think of like time or something, the hand of time. And, the sand's just running through it. I like the duo moons. I assume these are both moons. Yeah, the little city right there. I think this overall just looks really cool, this trailer. Even though I don't know anything about it, this definitely piques interest.
And
Yeah,
honestly, that's
definitely.
important for a trailer to, like, for anything. If it can just get your interest just based on the trailer alone without you needing prerequisite knowledge.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Trailers have to pique the interest of the players because if the trailer doesn't interest me, I'm not gonna look into the game.
Yeah, like if you're a continued supporter of the series, you're probably gonna look into the game. But if you're a new guy, you don't know anything about it, like us, right? I find this trailer pretty interesting. So, me finding a trailer pretty interesting, am going to look into the series more, and particularly into the game that the trailer is going to be linked to. So trailers, they're so important. They are just so important. But yeah, I think this looked really cool. Uh, definitely,
It's interesting.
definitely gonna look into it. I like how it just disappears. Got all that spice running everywhere. Doing spice war. Control the spice, control the universe. Alright, on to the next one. Elden Ring won most anticipated game of the year again. So for 2 years in a row. Because it was
Will
supposed
it
to come
win
out
for a
last year.
third time?
It was supposed to come out this
Better
year,
not.
actually. It's supposed to come out February 25th. If it gets delayed another year, I'll be salty, but I'll still want to play it. You know? But
Well,
this trailer,
delays usually mean that they're still working on things and they want to release a half-baked game like a lot of other companies do nowadays.
I mean, all I have to
Yeah.
say is Cyberpunk. They delayed that bitch 3 times, and it still turned out pretty piss poor on release. They've worked on it. They're still working on it. I think it's going to turn out to be a good game eventually. But, for now, kind of piss poor.
Yeah.
But this trailer looks phenomenal. I love the look of it. I love how they show off some of the lore to the game, about some of the bosses. They show off, I think they show off some of the mobs as well, new mobs. There's a lady in here that looks really cool. That's all I gotta say, because I don't know what the fuck she is or who she be, but she look cool. Right? But I think overall, Elden Ring's one of the games I'm most looking forward to in 2022. It looks amazing. It just looks amazing. Look at that. I love the like giant fighting scenes. They're my favorite. Looks so grand. But yeah. What are your all's thoughts on Elden
It
Ring?
looks interesting for sure.
I mean, I haven't played any Souls games since Demon Souls. When it first get released, that is, not the
Remake.
re-release. Yeah. So I don't know. I might consider getting into it because I do kind of feel
Hold up, time out.
interested.
This right here. This right here. I love this. It reminds me of Assassin's Creed so much, but it's a long sword. I love this so much. If you can't tell, she has like this this hidden compartment for her sword, right? And she just stretches her looks like she just stretches her hand out and this giant sword comes out of this thing. It looks awesome. But go ahead and continue, Nene.
I was just saying, and I'm kind of interested in it because like the thing that dropped me off of Demon Souls and then I didn't try Dark Souls because of it was because it just kept getting harder and harder. But but now I know that's because Demon Souls had the mechanic where you lose your humanity in a world, the entire world gets harder, and they don't really do a good job of telling you that. They like hint at it, but it's not straight up telling you, hey, if you die with humanity in a world, it ups the difficulty of the world.
Yeah.
Like, I need it plainly spelled out for me. You can't hint that it's going to get tougher if you die in a world. I'm like, well, of course it gets tougher. You died.
Yeah. I really love the look of this lady. It actually looks really dope. If you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
see because motherfucking GameSpot, my bad. GameSpot is a piece of shit. It's a motherfucking thing right there. But she had another face. You can see it in the thing right there. Looks really cool. But yeah, this game's coming out February 25th. Next year. Gonna be phenomenal.
Nice.
Last one that I want to talk about. Well, one of the last ones. Gollum. I think it looks really cool. I'm not big into the Lord of the Rings universe, but I do like some of the characters. I think Gollum's one of the more interesting characters. Now, I got an issue with the way Gollum looks here. His eyes are giant, but his like iris, pupils, all that shit doesn't match the eyes like it kind of does in the movies. They seem tiny. I want them to be large. You know, he lives in the dark all the time. They would be giant. You know?
Yeah. Because the whole point of the pupils dilating is to pick up more light when there's very little.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's the thing. It looks like it's going to be a stealth game, which, you know, makes sense.
I mean, it's Gollum. He's not really
Gollum is-
known for his martial prowess.
Oh, come on. We all know that he...
Like that time he jumped on the Hobbit's back in a sneak attack and got thrown into the volcano.
Exactly. He's a god.
He's very much known for his trickery and his sly, underhanded tactics.
Yeah. I think there's one more thing that I really want to talk about. I ain't even... It Takes Two. Do y'all know what It Takes Two is?
No.
It is a co-op game about a child's parents who were like getting a divorce or something. I think is what it was. Is this right? Can't tell. I think this is... Yeah, this is it. But when they were arguing or something, and you know, I think they were cast into like smaller selves, kind of like Honey, We Shrunk the Kids, but it's the parents this time.
Mm.
And it's supposed to be a couch co-op, which is very rare. Now, this one game of the year. This game right here. Well deserved, by the way. If you haven't looked into it, it's actually a pretty good story. Really fun levels, it looks like. So, overall, I think it's a pretty good game. Well deserved a game of the year. Especially since couch co-ops are insanely rare. It's also LAN co-op, but not LAN, but just co-op in general. Yep, you all know
Yeah.
what I mean.
Yeah, but you have the option for couch co-op.
Yeah. And yeah. Just overall, insanely good game. Great levels. Pretty amazing. Speaking of couch co-ops, though. Halo. I feel like we should talk about Halo now.
Yeah, that's a topic right there. Holy shit.
Scream into your Goddamn. You quiet bastard. We didn't really pick it up all that much.
Yeah, I didn't scream. I didn't really scream that loud. I went right up to the mic and did that.
Makes sense. Makes sense. But yeah.
If I scream directly next to the mic, it won't pick it up.
Rudo. True. But yeah, let's talk some Halo. Let's talk some Halo. Halo Infinite. I want to go and bring up this trailer. Halo Infinite. It's pretty good. Pretty good. I'd have to say the gameplay is phenomenal. I think it's the best gameplay that I've had in the Halo games. I will say that. And that's going to be pretty controversial of me to say, but I like the grapple hook. I like the repulsor. I think the weapons are pretty balanced, except for a few of them, which are pretty shit. The multiplayer riddled with microtransactions, what sucks dick. But the campaign is phenomenal. We're not going to do any spoilers, by the way. No spoilers. We'll just talk about it.
The campaign is amazing.
Yeah. This is just the trailer that we got going on in the background here. But the campaign's so amazing. Like, I love the campaign. The story's good so far from what I've played of it. The gameplay, like I said, it's pretty amazing. I do like the gameplay. Issues with the campaign. The open world feels empty. It just feels really empty.
Yeah, I agree with that. It just really feels like when you're not actively doing like a base or a fob or some shit like that, it's just you're doing nothing. You're just driving around.
When you're not just sitting there actively going from waypoint to waypoint of objectives, it really feels dead. I'll just say it like that. It feels dead. Like there's nothing going on.
Yeah, it feels just really dead.
You'll run into a few enemies here and there, of course, but nothing real crazy. And the story seems extremely short. No spoilers, but there's only 7 missions.
Main story missions, that's it?
There's only 7 main story missions. And side missions, quote-unquote side missions, they're not actually side missions. They're, go take
Side
this
objectives?
base. Yeah, it's go take this base. Go rescue these people. I think the only
no
other
more
one...
like additional personalized stories for people or anything like that, just tasks.
Yeah, there's a bit of
like,
lore for each character you kill, because it's like bounty mode, base mode, and then rescue. And that's pretty much it. There's collectibles in the game. They're pretty cool. I like the collectibles. They tell a story. They tell a really good story.
yeah, the audio logs are pretty cool. They give you little bits and pieces of lore and conversations.
Yeah. I feel like they give you a decent amount of lore. The campaign, like I said, it so far really good. It gives you a good amount of lore. Master Chief seems really in tune with emotion. It seems in this game, but other than that, like my main complaint is just how empty the world feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a pretty significant complaint when it's styled in open world format.
Like I'll occasionally run into a random group of enemies or an interesting lore marker. Like I said, no spoilers. An interesting lore marker, but it's very rare. It seems like you have to actively seek these people out, seek these things out. You know, I feel like they should naturally come about, not and you have to actively seek something to do in an open world or something to see in an open world. So
Yeah, there should really always be something to do in the open world. Like even if you're just driving to a waypoint, there should be something you can do along the way, or some little thing to go pick up.
another issue that I would see in Halo Infinite is it's not really an issue for other people. It's just an issue for me. But I'm drawing a blank. I just had it in my mind. Y'all ever have that happen where you're just thinking about something and then you go to talk
Mhm.
about it and it's like gone?
Yep, I love that feeling.
Um, damn. It was actually a pretty good one too. But fuck. Now I feel bad because I can't think about it.
If you remember it later, just edit it into it as a text or something.
Just edit it in.
Just edit it into the end, or like just do
We'll
what a
get
lot of YouTubers do and cut away from the video and be like, "What I forgot to say was."
What I forgot to say
Oh,
was.
don't worry, everybody. He'll remember 5 minutes after he ends the podcast.
Oh no, that's always going to happen. Just 5 minutes after. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to talk about. But let's see. What have we covered? Story, open world, feeling empty. Any
Was it
complaints you have,
anything
Balance.
dealing
Chris?
with the weapons?
Any complaints, compliments,
About
anything?
well, I agree with you on the open world thing. Some balancing issues seem pretty apparent. Like so, it happens with every game, but some guns in the campaign are great in the campaign, but trash in multiplayer, and some guns that are great in multiplayer are trash in campaign.
Yeah, yeah. I can agree with that. I mean, I don't think that's really balancing. The thing about Master Chief and well, not Master Chief, but Halos in general, all weapons have seemed extremely powerful in some way or another, right? And in Infinite, there's clearly some weapons that you just want to avoid at all costs because of how bad they are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Like, for instance, Ravager. Ravager sucks. I hate the Ravager. I love the Ravager because it can be very situational in like big team battles, right? If your enemies are all clumped up in a little area, charge that up and get an AoE, right? And you damage everyone with that AoE. But at the same time, it in any situation other than that, in that very one specific situation, it's not ideal. It sucks.
It's too niche.
well, the Ravager is actually kind of good in the campaign. To be honest with you.
Oh yeah, that's because all your enemies are pretty much stacked up.
Another example of a gun that's terrible in multiplayer, but pretty good in the campaign. The Ravager is pretty good in the campaign, just terrible in multiplayer.
I think the Commando is really good in the single player campaign.
The Commando is pretty good in single player.
But once again, you bring that shit into multiplayer. I don't remember how long we did a video on this. It was like 12 shots to kill, 15 shots to kill, something like that.
It's like I think it was like 14 shots.
It's
I
insane.
think that was headshots. I think that was headshots too.
Yeah, it's insane. It's terrible in the multiplayer. You bring in the single player, you get a headshot with it, it's an insta kill.
Well, it's also due to most of the enemies you're fighting in single player don't have shield except for the elites and some brutes.
Yeah, that's an
But
issue
even
that I have. The
but
elite shields are insane. I hit one
Yeah,
dead up with a rocket, and it didn't die.
I mean that's the thing that the elites have always had though is their shields. It's like it's especially
oh,
with the I know on the higher difficulties, getting an elite shield down on legendary is damn near.
Don't you bring up legend? Don't you fucking bring up
yeah,
legendary?
don't bring up legendary, please.
Don't you
We got
bring up legendary?
But it's such a pain to get the
well,
shields down on the highest
well
difficulty that it
on
almost
normal.
becomes more
Oh,
realistic to just try and sneak behind them and hit them in the back.
Yeah.
well, on normal difficulty, and a elite minor, so the lowest ranking elite, should not take half a magazine of assault rifle to break his shields, because they have the weakest shields, lowest health. They're the lowest rank of elite. The elite majors, I get it. The zealots, okay, I understand. The spec ops elites have a bit too strong of a shield for what they are, because
Uh,
they've always spec ops elites have always been just glass cannons. They can dish out a lot of damage because they have energy swords most times, but you shoot them a couple times, they're dead.
well, my issue is anything other than a regular elite. A rocket to the face does not kill from the spanker. Like in every other game, that's been almost a signed death certificate right there. You know, you hit them.
Any enemy should not be able to take a rocket straight to their face and survive,
Yeah.
except for maybe like a brute chieftain, because they're pretty heavily armored.
Let me go and say this. I'm also playing on normal difficulty, and this is happening. Like they should not be able to take a full-fledged rocket straight to their face and survive that. That's just it's insane. I feel like for the campaign, they made a beautiful world that's fun to drive in, but unless you're on the path, it's empty as hell. And unless you're doing the missions, it's also empty. They've made a few fun encounters, but other than the very select few, which is why I like to bring up Far Cry. Other than the very select few, uh, it's just run in, shoot, win, restart. Do it again somewhere else. The reason I bring up Far Cry is, they're doing these bases kind of like Far Cry. They're doing a lot of things kind of like Far Cry in the open world setting. And what I'd like to bring up is the fact that in Far Cry, they strategically set up every base to where you have two options. Maybe even more. Run in, guns ablazing. That's pretty much your only option in Halo. Or two, you have the stealth option. There's always a stealth option because they strategically set it up to where you can go stealth. Or at least in the older Far Cry games, that's the way it was. For this game, there's no other options. There's very minor variety, if any. There's one base FOB that I can think of off the top of my head, and I've done all of them but like 6. Yeah, there's one FOB that's different than all the rest, and that's it.
Mm.
I don't want to say what it is. I don't want to say how it's different. That's spoiling, of course, but there's one. Is it spoiling if I say which letter it is?
I don't think it'd be so spoiling,
Okay,
but
FOBD
obviously,
is the unique one. There you go. That's all I'm gonna say. It's the unique one. So if you want to
D.
see, yeah, D, donut, dick,
Fob Donut.
Bob Donut. But yeah, that's the unique one. And there's a lot of funny dialogue in there, a lot of funny stuff that happens in Halo.
Oh, I love the voice lines. They're so great.
Oh yeah, the voice lines are hilarious. Mine is the favorite thing
They,
is where did his face go or something like that.
you can definitely tell they put some the creator devs put some real effort into the voice lines and like all that kind of stuff because they're pretty because there's like I told you guys before the one grunt voice line I had where it's a grunt fighting a Spartan never goes well for the grunt that is.
Mm-hmm. So
And
the voice
hearing that in
lines.
hearing that in the grunt's like squeaky, raspy voice was so funny. I was like, oh
Oh
my
yeah,
god, this man speaking facts. Then I killed him 2 seconds later.
the voice lines are amazing. I do enjoy the voice lines, but my biggest issue is the lack of variety in an open world. The fact that they're charging $60 for this game, and there is that much lack of variety. And there's a lot of people who are like, oh, if you want to get the full completion of the game, it'll take 12 to 30 hours. If you have
That's
half a
it?
brain, if you have half a brain, it will take you 10 hours to 100% this game, I think. I'll say it. Maybe not 100% it, but get damn close. Because
Bro,
Yeah, it's a
I've
relatively
probably
short game.
I'm at least 12, probably 20 hours into SMT5, and I paid $60 for that, and I'm still not halfway through that goddamn game.
I'd say I'm getting close to halfway through. I found a lot of collectibles, found a lot of Spartan cores. I've been doing all the FOBs, all the rescue missions, bounties, all that good stuff. I've been doing it all. And like I said, it's very very repetitive. There's very little uniqueness within the game, uh, outside of the very few, like I said, very very few places FOBD. That's the only FOB that's different. The main mission, the story, it's amazing, but there needs to be more than just go here, do this. It's so repetitive. You can't have this much repetitiveness and expect players to sink this much time into it and have as much fun. Because once you've done the same thing 5-6 times, you're like, really? Got to do this again?
Yeah, it's so redundant that there's nothing fresh when it comes to playing the game for several hours, and that's where I lose like interest and I get off the game because it's like I've done the same thing 5 times. I don't want to keep doing this.
And if I wanted to just do the main story, I think in total the main story for me has taken less than 2 hours so far.
Yeah, if you just gun through the main story, it'll probably take you less than a few hours to complete the main story.
I would say it's debatably around 5 hours for main story. There's only 7 missions. I've beat mission 3 and I'm less than 2 hours. So I really feel like this game is critically lacking. The amount of reward that carries over to multiplayer is insanely low as well, especially since this is $60. The game's amazing, but it ain't $60. I'll say it right here, right now. It ain't $60 worth.
Yeah, I feel like they always do $60. Like, well, it's a AAA game, so it's got to be a $60 game. But it's like, if it's not worth it in like the length, like, because this is literally you guys told me the multiplayer is free.
Yeah, the
So
multiplayer is quote unquote
you're not
free.
paying
Yeah.
$60 to have access to the multiplayer. You're paying $60 for the campaign only.
Now, had
Don't
they
don't
just
get me
taken
started on the multiplayer and how predatory it is. I will pick it apart. Right?
now had they taken the multiplayer and just thrown it into the bundle, like the base game with the campaign, and then charged $60, that'd be fair because
Yeah.
you're buying multiplayer,
I
you're
feel
buying
like
the campaign, and well, if 343 was any kind of competent, then there'd be no need for the microtransactions.
I feel like the whole, PlayStation charging $70 thing, I feel like, for their games, meh, that's meh, right? But for a game like this, right, I'd rather pay $70 for the game, get everything in the multiplayer, the campaign, and then, just buy expansion packs or, yeah, no, buy expansions whenever they come out, story expansion, DLC, whatever comes out with the multiplayer, because they want to do a 10-year plan with this game, but so far it is critically lacking for even a year plan, you know? I know a large majority of the player base has already kind of dwindled. You know, people are going to complete the campaign once, but there's no co-op, so you know, there's no guarantee that they'll replay it because this is supposed to be a game that's enjoyed with friends a lot, and you know, they're taking away a lot of that
because
without
that's
co-op.
traditionally what Halo has been. The Halo campaign has always been co-op. You just play it with your friends and whatnot. And it's like, okay, well they changed the formula with this one, changed it into an open world thing, which
Well, they released an unfinished game. That's just what it is. I mean, a lot of people are like, I'd rather get the game now than have to wait for co-op and Forge. It's like, I want to finish the game. That's all. If I have to wait a year for co-op and Forge, so be it. Right? I want a fully finished game. Because Forge is what really has kept the MCC's, the Master Chief Collection's longevity. Players can make their own game modes, their own maps, everything. And you know, removing that or delaying that by probably close to a year for Infinite will lower the lifespan significantly. Of course, people will come back for any type of release, but it's not guaranteed that's going to be as large of a player mass as when it first released. It's probably not going to be. So, I feel like with 343 delaying co-op and Forge, they're hurting the game's longevity, which is in turn going to cause the multiplayer to become even more predatory because they want to make the money that they thought they would make. I feel like that's exactly what's going to happen. Because it hasn't been proven, but people have ran quite a few tests, and the predatory nature of the multiplayer is so you have challenges, right? Complete 3 matches of X game mode, complete 3 matches of X game mode. So people are getting these complete 3 matches of we'll say oddball and 3 matches of strongholds, right? Those are 2 of the game modes. Speaking of which, there's only like 4 game modes. But we won't get into that. And then you can buy challenge swaps and all that good stuff. So there's been plenty of tests where people are like, okay, I got these done, and now I've played 30 matches since then, and I haven't gotten a single oddball or stronghold, and I've only been getting Slayer now. Right? So the game's rigged up to where it wants you to go out and buy these challenge swaps, which cost real money after you use the few that they give you in the battle pass, which is a shitty reward for a battle pass. But you know, like I said, these people have played 30 matches and they haven't gotten a single oddball or strongholds one. And there's multiple posts on the Reddit. I haven't really browsed Twitter for Halo because, you know, that's a bunch of just people who don't know what the hell they're talking about for the most part. I'm gonna be real. I don't like Twitter. I think Twitter's like shitty. I think forums are better. That's why I like Reddit. Although it can quickly turn into a hate forum. Or a shrimp forum, if you know what I'm saying. I'm on Twitch, so I can't say that word, but you know.
Shrimp.
Yeah, minus the H.
Oh, okay.
And the R.
I was gonna say, I'm like with the R still.
Yeah. Yeah, with the R still.
But you can't say that on Twitch. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's actually a banned word. That and incelibates.
What?
The short for incelibates. Which stands for involuntary celibate. Wink, wink.
Is that what it stands for?
Yes. Meaning you can't get fucking laid. And it's not because you don't want to get laid. It's because no one likes you.
I guess the V word.
That one's banned too. That one's banned too.
Really?
Yep.
What if I'm talking about a margarita and how I like mine?
It's only banned when you're speaking towards a person or
Okay.
about a community of
So
people.
it's
fucking-
banned when you use it in the context of an insult towards people.
Yes.
Okay, I can understand that ban.
I disagree with it overall, but it is what it is.
Man, Twitch
Well, that's
is a
because
bunch
you're
of...
That's because I'm a what?
I can't say it. You'll get banned.
You
Because
bitch.
you're
You bitch.
Imagine that. I can't say it because you'll get banned.
Damn, you a bitch. You a real bitch. All right. Anyone else have anything else to say about Halo? About anything really?
So you didn't really mention it, but I am somewhat interested. I won't play it, by the way, but that game, the horror game. I can't remember the name of it. But from the maker of Silent Hill.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
No. It's
Makers of Silent Hill. I'm trying to think. Oh.
hang on. I'm bringing up the page.
Yeah.
It's Splinter Mind, Slitterhead.
That's not ringing a bell. What?
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 So what is it? Go ahead and talk about it, 9.
It's a horror game, which is why I said I'll probably never play it. But I do want to call attention to it because it is from the person who was like the head developer of the original Silent Hill game.
Mm-hmm.
He founded his own game development group, and that's who's making this.
Nice.
Interesting.
I think what type of horror game is single player, multiplayer? What was it?
I believe it's single player.
Single player.
Let me see, let me get the trailer and I'll link it to you.
Send that shit over. Oh, I love Halo, but I'm gonna be honest. This game's super fun if you're just doing the campaign, but other than that, I can't see it.
This game could have definitely been done in the classic linear design of Halo.
Yeah, the mission design of Halo that's just traditionally been there forever. I feel like the pseudo open world doesn't fit the style. They didn't work on it too much. There's cool
Linked
Easter
in
eggs in
gaming
it,
news.
but okay. Yeah, there's cool Easter eggs and stuff, but it doesn't hit the marker that it wanted to hit. They could always improve it though.
I don't know why, but when I read the title, I thought it said Shitterhead.
All right, Slitterhead.
Thought it said Shitterhead. I was like, what the fuck? What kind of game is this?
Goddamn shitterheads.
Is that a slur? I think it could be a slur.
Bruto.
That could be a slur. I'll tell you that right now. I don't know what gets to, but it could be.
I don't know who it's a slur to, but it damn well could be a slur. Oh yeah, this was at the Game Awards as well. I remember this. I don't think it looked great, personally. It looked interesting. Like this part looked pretty interesting. I'll agree there. That looked really interesting. But there's one part that looks kind of dumb to me, which really turned me off. I like that though.
Holy shit, you get cut in half.
Blood swords. That's pretty sick. That is pretty sick.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Blood swords and dead body and
Strange mutant creatures. I like the uniqueness. I do like that. That's
Mhm.
pretty unique.
hey, that plane flying, that jet flying kind of low, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess when the city's abandoned, it doesn't matter if you crash into a building.
Oh yeah, this part. Like I was digging it the entire time, and then this part just. I was like, damn, that looks stupid.
She was like, "Hello, motherfucker."
Yeah, that part kind of turned me off. But I like the uniqueness of the entire thing. You know,
Yeah.
how the monsters don't look like every other monster, right?
Yeah.
Because most monsters look super humanoid. This looks like a fucking bug, you know?
Yeah, like a skeleton bug thing.
Yeah.
What it makes me think of is Parasite Eve. I think that was a PlayStation game around the same time as like Resident Evil and Silent Hill, where like parasites were basically infecting the population and and basically transforming them into monsters, I believe.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes me think of that
Yeah.
because they seem human but no longer human anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just seen, hello, motherfucker.
I really don't like that for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably not even part of the game. It's probably just like a, promotional
That part
thing.
is just that part is just kind of jarring. It's just like, what the fuck is that?
Like, it doesn't look good in my opinion. That's my thing. I don't think that part looks good. It's probably not even part of the game though, right? It is the thing, and I'm judging it for it, which makes me feel kind of bad. But it be what it be. But overall, I do like the uniqueness.
Yeah.
I like things that are
It
unique.
looks like it could be interesting. Probably not gonna look into it really because it's just not the style of game I play. But yeah.
Anything else you all want to talk about?
No, I don't think so. Oh no, wait. Are you guys excited for the Hedgehog 2?
Oh my god. Get the fuck out of here. All right, guys, that was Poopcast the podcast. It's a shit show. Yep. Thank you all so much for watching if you did watch. If not, and you didn't make it here, well, you won't hear this, but fuck you. Have a great night, everyone. Goodbye.
Yeah.